This is KaoticRadio.com.
Raghouse Radio.
Oh, kind of getting dizzy. I love that intro. My hair gets all wild and stuff. I'm drinking beers with my friend P. Diddy. Paloma Rae Walker is on the air tonight with us, folks. You guys are so lucky. She's one of the most amazing women I've ever met in my entire life. She's so uber talented. Like, what haven't you done? You are an incredible musician, drummer, percussionist. You've played with a million different people. You are a composer for TV and now film. You're stepping into that realm. I'm so proud of you. And I'm all proud of myself too. I'm like, I know her. Shit, she my friend. She my friend. Oh yeah, that's P-Town. So say hi to the people, Paloma.
How's it going, guys?
Say hi to the people in Facebook land.
Hey.
Right on. Hey. So what we're going to do today is we're going to talk, we're going to chat a little bit about what you got going on now. Now, I met Paloma when she was playing the drums in a band with Roseanne. Mm-hmm. And you've done so many really cool things since then. And so I just want to kind of catch up and see what you're doing now because, you know, I was looking at your life a few years ago when I first met you. I'd say, girlfriend's got it going on. She's having fun. She's playing out. You know what every musician will want to do. And then you're like, put the brakes on. I'm changing the way I'm going and I want to do something different. Mm-hmm. So tell me about that. You're in your 20s or your 30s now, girl?
I'm in my 30s.
You're in your 30s. Yep. And you're newly married. Mm-hmm. Has it how long has it been? Has it been a year yet?
Just about a year. Yeah, we just had our 1 year anniversary.
You're coming up on your you just had it.
Yeah.
You just had it. Wonderful. Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's a big milestone. Mm-hmm. So you're kind of settling into life and now your life is starting to look the way you want it to look, right?
It is.
I remember thinking to myself a little earlier on, we were talking about when my dad died earlier. That was a real watershed moment for me because I think what happened after my dad died, like I was a daddy's little girl and like he was everything to me. No one in my family has ever had my back like my dad. Like he was my person on the universe, right? And what that does when you lose a person like that, it makes you really go deep and think about, okay, here is this person that I thought I assumed would be here my entire life, right? Because it's all about me. Mm-hmm. And I've never even considered that someone would be so selfish to die on me and leave me alone. So now, like, what is what I'm doing in my life really what I want to do? Mm-hmm. And there were certain things about my life that I liked. I was making a shit ton of money and I had a beautiful home. I had, you know, 2 beautiful children. I was married. There was nothing wrong. But then I started looking at my life and saying, I don't feel like I'm living my true life that I want to live. Yeah. Right. And so I started making some changes. But it took something like that, some big deal to happen, some drama in my life for me to start thinking about it and making changes. But you're so proactive and you're just like, okay, I'm doing this and I like it, but it's not enough. And I want to do something different. I just feel like you're such a courageous person. Like you go for whatever. You don't let things stop you. And that's one of the things about Raghouse Radio that I love is that this is a radio program meant to empower women. Females in music, entertainment, business, sports, whatever. It's about raising other women up. And that's why I'm so excited to have you because I feel like you have this ability to raise yourself up. So I want to talk about where that confidence comes from because most women, like they need some external inspiration. Like a lot of us don't motivate ourselves naturally. And I want that for all women. Because I think we'll all be nicer to each other if we could find that within ourselves also. I think that's important. Absolutely. So tell me, so here you are, a musician, freshly out of MI. Yeah. You graduated from MI, Musicians Institute. Tell me about that, by the way. I'm curious about MI because I've heard that it's like the place to be. I've heard that Berkeley's the place to be. Yeah. Tell me about that experience as a young musician in LA.
Yeah, MI was incredible. It was the hardest I've ever worked at the drums in my entire life. They told us that too.
To date.
Oh my God. Yeah, I would practice between a minimum 4 hours a day, maximum 10, on average 7 hours a day.
What?
It was really intense. You had to practice technique and all of these different grooves you've never heard of and then perform them only days later.
What?
So you didn't really have the opportunity to be like, okay, I'm going to kind of get to that. You had to do it that day because you'd be on stage the next in front of all of your classmates, either rocking it or totally embarrassing yourself.
Okay, wait. So how long had you played the drums before you started the program at MI?
I started when I was 13 and I went to MI at 21. So
okay, so 7 or 8 years you'd been playing, and
max.
you've been taking lessons, or were you self-taught, or how did that go before MI?
Yeah, I taught myself how to play. I initially sat down and was able to just naturally play a certain amount of grooves.
Sure.
And then I got to the point where I was like, okay, I've kind of tapped out of what I can teach myself. And I learned by playing the music, playing the songs, my favorite bands. One of my first favorite albums was Lifehouse's first album that I like jammed to.
And so you basically played the whole entire album.
Yeah. A million times.
I love it.
Yeah.
We should pull on some Lifehouse just so we can listen to what her first songs were.
Oh my
That's
God.
rad.
Yeah. And I was lucky enough to play in a band when I was like 14, 15, 16. And we were
You started young.
Yeah, we were like selling out the whiskey. And
What
had,
kind
like,
of band was it?
Our band was called Thelonious Brown. And it
Thelonious
was Thelonious
Brown.
Yeah, like Thelonious Monk, but Thelonious Brown.
Thelonious.
Yeah. It's really good. Yeah, it was pop. It was pop rock.
Okay.
And I listen to the songs sometimes every now and again. I'm like, wow, you were actually pretty good for like 16. Yeah.
So what was the band form? Like, what was the lineup in the band?
All girls, one guy.
Shut up. What did the guy do?
He played guitar.
Right on.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it was an original band.
Yeah.
You guys created all. So did you write any of the music?
I did not. No, I was just kind of getting the drumming thing happening at that point.
Yeah. And how did you meet all of your bandies?
School friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was from
friends
school.
Friends of friends kind of
And where
thing.
did you go to school? This was high school, right? Where did you go to high school?
Yeah, but they went to Chaminade, and I was the only person that went to Viewpoint. So I was like
and that's in LA. You grew up in LA.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
in the
these are
Valley.
LA schools. Okay.
Yeah, the Valley.
So you have in the Valley?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I so want to just make big fat jokes right now.
Yeah, you can. It's okay.
Please. I know it's all old. My girl. Oh, she's a Did you talk like a Valley girl when you went to school?
Probably.
You did?
Yeah. Sure I did. I think it still comes out.
So did you grow up the same area, like where the Go-Go's started, their band too? Weren't they Valley girls? Wasn't Belinda like a total Val, but they were all wanting to be punk rock and...
Maybe. I know the Incubus was down the street.
Oh, interesting.
Really cool.
Oh, right on. Yeah, Go-Go's is like before your time.
A little bit.
Were you even born in the 80s or the 90s?
86.
Oh, mid-80s.
Yeah.
Okay. Holy shit kebabs. Wow. I had my daughter in 93.
Oh my God.
So you were like 7 or 8 when I was popping a puppy out.
Incredible.
Zam, I look good and shit.
do. You look great.
Zam. So you have this band going, and you guys, it sounds like you were successful.
Yeah.
So you said you were selling out shows at the Whiskey?
Yeah, we played every weekend from what I can remember. It seemed like every weekend I was driving around. I had my truck and I always threw my drums in the back and they would slide around and I didn't care. And we were playing like little coffee shops to the Whiskey. We played the whole strip.
That's rad.
Did the whole thing.
How fun.
Yeah,
Not
it was
getting
wild.
paid. Probably not. Well, maybe if you were selling shit out, then maybe you were getting paid.
Yeah, I think we did sometimes. And I remember one of our friends stole all of our money. Like,
No.
like one time we made like a couple $100 and like someone stole it.
Oh, scandal.
Yeah. Silly.
But I bet then it was a big fucking deal.
Was a huge deal.
$200?
Yeah, maybe
Shoot.
3. Maybe 3.
Dude, that's major. Was that a friend that was in the band?
I can't remember. That's so long ago. No. She wasn't in the band.
Okay.
No. She was like some fan, like we were talking about before, like some fan that
Some
was like hanging out.
crazy ass fan
Yeah.
stole from you, like the Selena #1 fan. Killed her.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Dude, fans get crazy. So you're in your band. How long were you in that first band for when you were a teenager?
A while till I went to college. So until I was 18. And
so that band stayed together.
Yeah.
A long time.
Yeah.
That's a long time for a band.
We were in it. We had a whole album. Yeah. That was great.
Do you have that album on your wall somewhere in your house?
It never got like totally finished, but we had enough songs to finish it.
Girl, you got to bring that back.
We do. We do. Kristen Penn, if you're listening.
Kristen.
It's time.
Kristen, it's time to bring Thelonious Brown back to the forefront. I'll book you. Rainbow, where do you want to play?
Aaron Fulb, Calling You Out.
Let's do, call out your band members. Are they still your friends on Facebook?
Lizzie Tempe, Calling You Out right now.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, could do it.
I'm so front row for that pop shit.
Oh, yeah.
I can't wait.
I should have sent some to you.
You should. Do you have any on your phone?
I don't know. It's
Damn.
buried in my iTunes.
I am so disappointed in you right now.
Yeah, I am too.
You mean we can't search on your phone for Thelonious Brown? I bet you can, P. We have an hour.
On the internet? Like on...
No, like on your... Don't you have a library on your phone? Your Apple library?
No, I have a Google phone.
Whatever. I'm over this conversation. I'm mad.
Yeah, moving on.
Because now I want to hear all your stuff. What if I looked it up on iTunes or something?
I don't know if we made it that far.
Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're in this rad, successful band. You felt success very early on. And then you decide, oh, no, here I am, independent Paloma. I need more. I need to learn how to play the drums better. So you go to MI.
Kind of. It was a little bit of a turning point. I decided at that point to study psychology at the University of Hawaii, which is where I decided to go to school. Mm-hmm. And so I did that for a few years, and I was there, and I was getting kind of drained on psychology. I dug it, but I realized music was still kind of like in
calling
the
you.
Yeah, just always in the background. And there'd be like people jamming, and I'd find a djembe, and I collected all these drums all of a sudden in Hawaii. And
oh, that's rad.
Yeah, so it seemed pretty apparent that it's what I needed to do. Mm-hmm. And so I came back and was inspired to start playing again.
So
and then went to MI.
This is interesting because I was a psych major also.
No way.
I had my grad check done. I went to Cal State Long Beach.
Yeah.
That's where you live now, right? Long Beach, right by the university. Mm-hmm. I love this school. I learned so much, right? And I had my grad check done. I had 2 classes left, something ridiculous. And at the end, when you get close, you have to do all these applied units, right? So I had to be a mentor, and I had to be like an intern, for certain credits. Yeah. And it's at that point, at the very end, I realized there is no fucking way I can do this because I need to be able to solve problems. Remember we were talking earlier, I like to solve problems. That's my comfort zone. It's fast and easy for me, right? It's easier than emotions, and human behavior is all fucked up and it's inconsistent and no one ever acts the same way or like they should. You know what I mean? That's difficult for me. But problems that are black and white that have easy solutions, that is easy for me. And when I figured out there is no way I'll ever be able to help anyone, therapy will never work. People will always be imperfect. I can't solve a person and make them I'm this is not for me. After 4 years of college, I realized that. And so I went back to school and got my business degree. I'm that's what I should have done before. And I breezed through that so fast because I'm yeah, duh. Yeah, this class makes sense. This makes sense, right? But I love psychology. So I think that's fascinating that you're a psych person too, even though you may not have graduated. I don't know if you did
not
with your psych degree.
Nope.
I was so close. I literally could have, but I just didn't. But it was interesting. I loved it. Abnormal psych, psychology of women, psychology, all these things I never even considered before. And I'm just it was so fun to learn it. But then when I had to
apply it, I'm
fuck this. Use is crazy. I can't help you.
Not your thing.
So then what happened? You were in Hawaii with your collection of drums.
Yeah.
And you were a psych major. And then what?
Then I came back to California.
You're forget it. I'm over it.
Yeah.
And did you have a plan when you left Hawaii?
Yeah, it was kind of not until I got back to California that I realized that music was really, I was kind of pulled towards back to Cal. I was getting island fever, to be honest. I didn't think that was I didn't believe anybody that was a real thing, but you can only drive around the island so many times.
And what island? So University of Hawaii is on what island? Is it Oahu?
There's two of them. I was on the smaller university on the Big Island.
On the Big Island.
Yeah.
Okay. So I have relatives. My dad's side of the family lives on Maui.
Nice.
And she would, to me, it's nice. Yep. But when I would go visit, all my cousin would ever say was, I want off the rock. We want off they called it the rock. We went off the rock. And that's the first time that I even knew that there was anything.
There was a thing.
Like you were talking about island fever.
Yeah, I didn't know.
And I'm like, are you fucking bananas? Like, it doesn't get any better than this.
Right?
Like, you're in the middle of the best that the world has to offer you.
This is what
and you don't
wants.
like it?
Yeah.
That's why I don't like psychology. You see how humans are? But I get it. Like it's a whole thing. So you're kind of getting island fever.
I did.
And you wanted back to LA. And then what happened when you got back to LA?
And I got back to LA and I was chatting about, with my friends, what I wanted to do. And I was still thinking psychology, kind of thinking music. And I was sitting at Santa Monica City College about to sign up for psychology again.
Oh.
Yeah. And it was like super teeter-tottering. And it just hit me like a pile of bricks. I out of nowhere. It was awesome.
What
and it was
trip.
Like, you need to do music.
Wow.
And I stood up and I walked to the administration office, whatever you call it, to go sign up to be a music major.
Oh my
at that point
God.
in time. Yeah, it was awesome.
So you started at Santa Monica College.
Yeah.
And then what do you do, like all your general ed or something there? Or there's like lower division requirements before you can go to a place like MI? Like, how does it work?
Yeah, I think I went for 2 semesters and took music theory and kind of brushed up on, what I learned in high school. And then for MI, it's really audition based.
Oh.
So it wasn't really, it's its own thing. It's not necessarily university. So you audition and they don't need general education requirements or anything like that. So you kind of start over when you go, in a sense. So yeah.
So all the work you did is like
2.5 years under my
useless.
belt. Yeah. If I want to get my bachelor's degree,
You're
I could.
close.
I'm pretty close.
Yeah. Oh God.
It's all good.
So okay, so you're saying that if I'm a beginner, but I love music, I can't go to MI.
You would struggle a little bit.
Well,
I'd say intermediate. You'd be okay. Yeah.
So people out there that want to go, like maybe they've heard of MI, right? We're giving a plug to MI, Musicians Institute in Hollywood, right? Is it Hollywood?
Yeah, it's incredible.
So we're plugging you MI right now. Let's say we have young female musicians that are interested in getting a degree from there. What do you suggest they do if they're still in high school and they need to kind of prep themselves for that advanced learning? Like, what should they do?
Practice.
Just play,
Yeah,
play.
Practice as much as you can. Read music if you can to prepare yourself for what they're going to throw at you.
Oh, so you should learn how to read music.
Yeah, if you don't already, if you're not reading music already, definitely learn how to read music. Practice as much as you can. If you can start kind of learning some technique before you get there, that would help as well. That was really hard for me because I did not get a chance to do that.
Didn't get a chance to do technique?
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to learn technique before I went. So I was playing with my arms and just using like all my biceps to play drums.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, if you don't know the proper way to do something, unless someone tells you. So that was going to lead me to my next question. So you're self-taught. Well, you started and you were self-taught and you had some success. And then you realized when you wanted to go to school that there was things that were missing in your tool belt or whatever.
Absolutely.
But I feel like there's a lot of self-taught drummers that stay self-taught. So what do you think about that? Like, do you think that you could be successful and not go to school, or do you think it's necessary? What are your feelings on that?
Yeah,
for a musician.
Yeah, absolutely. I think either way, it kind of depends on what route you want to take. I know for me, the technique has helped with my endurance. So I can play a lot longer. I don't think you necessarily have to go. I don't think you have to go to a school to be successful. For me, it was just kind of to brush up on my craft and to get as good at it as possible in a short amount of time was what was important to me, and to kind of push me to keep doing it. But yeah,
so it was a personal thing. You did it for personal enrichment.
Yeah,
really, you didn't need it to get a job. You didn't need it for anything. You wanted to be better at the drums. You wanted to understand your craft better.
Yeah, when you audition for a gig, no one asks for your degree.
Of course.
It's not a thing.
It's just not a thing, right?
Yeah, they just throw a piece of music in front of you or learn the songs, show up. Can you play or can you not play? Do I like you or do I not like you?
Yeah.
It's all a lot about, I mean, you're in the music industry too.
Well, and that's kind of like in life, it's kind of like that too.
Yeah.
But for some reason, there's a lot of places that I don't know why, but even if you don't really necessarily need the education or that degree to do your job, they still want to see, I guess, that you have the ability to finish something, stick with something, jump through hoops, because you're going to have to jump through hoops at the job. Like I'm still not exactly sure.
Yeah.
A lot of times why there are those business requirements. Maybe it's that I'm mad that I had to pay for an education, so I'm going to make sure that you have one too. It's possible. Because it's only fair that we both had to spend a lot of money and time, sacrifice. I don't know. I don't know. It's probably a mixed bag.
Yeah, and having a degree from MI has helped me in teaching. So I did spend a lot of time teaching. I do teach occasionally now, a little bit less, and so I do teach at schools and have taught at schools. And they do ask for a degree or like what your experience is because they want to know a lot of times.
So for teaching, going to MI helped you?
It helped me. I don't know if that's the same case for everybody.
Okay.
I think
How about for a performance career, do you think going to MI would help you?
Yeah, absolutely.
And why? Like, why would it be helpful? Is it because you know a bunch of people that are in the industry and they'll say, hey, Paloma, we're starting a band. Do you want to be in the band with us? Or I heard of an audition. Or is it because like, oh, you're a graduate from MI. You must be really good. I want you to be in my band.
Yeah, there's a little bit of both of that. It's like you've put the time. It's obviously you've put the time into your career. So you come out of MI and you're going to be able to play.
So you're clearly serious about
you're
playing.
Not like, I play on the weekends and I practice, once a month.
Right. Yeah, you were saying you would be practicing up to 10 hours a day.
Yeah, it was insane.
So wait,
Silly.
so let's break this down because I've never been to music school.
Yeah.
And like if I practice 2 or 3 hours, I'm like, yeah, I'm working so hard.
Yeah.
And then here you are practicing 10 hours a day, like every day. So I'm thinking I'm doing a lot when I'm really not. So what kind of course load do you need to take to sustain 10 hours of practice? Is that like one class at a time? Or is it like 4 classes? Like what?
Yeah, it's been a while since I've been back, so I can't remember the exact number of classes.
I
but
can't
it's
believe
quite a
it.
few. You take a lot of classes at the same time, and you have to show up for one every other day. So
not only are you spending time in class, but your practice time, it's like lab.
Yeah.
It's geometric. If you have a 1 hour class, you're going to spend 4 times practicing for that work that you're learning in class, right?
Yeah, there were times like during class where I was like, come on. Like finish the class so I can go practice. Like
Oh
you're teaching me,
my
like just give me the
God.
information. I was like totally like panic stage 10
Oh
all
my
the time.
God.
Yeah. I lost all my friends. Like I didn't go out. I had no life. It was me
my
and
God.
drums and having having a conversation on the phone with people that like weren't going to my school because we couldn't talk about like paradiddles was really difficult at that time.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
I was
you were
a
really
maniac.
isolated for like 2.5 years.
Yeah, I was like chain smoking. Like, I was out of my mind. Yeah, I lost a ton of weight. I was like 100 pounds. It was
Girl,
an
you were
interesting,
stressed
it was an
out.
interesting time. Yeah.
So, and then how did you feel? Like, were there any instructors where you're like, light bulb just went off. Oh my God, I'm really getting good at this. You know, like, did you have moments as you were going along, like constantly?
Yeah.
I would
The
love
instructors are incredible.
that. To me, like, I would, even as an old ass lady, I'd love to go to that school right now. That'd be
Right?
bitchin'.
Yeah.
To like come away and go, oh my God, I couldn't do this yesterday, or I didn't even know this was a thing, or I'm really good at this now, or whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
What is the biggest thing that you learned? Like, did you learn about other types of music, or was it really the technique in terms of playing the drums that was the biggest change for you?
For me personally, it was probably the technique that took my playing to a different level.
Okay, right on. That's exciting.
Yeah, which was my least favorite class the entire time. So
because it's the hardest, it's the toughest, right?
yeah, ended up being my favorite teacher too. So
Really?
yeah, how it goes.
And so were there different genres or styles of music that you had to pick up as well?
Yeah, there was Latin, metal, jazz, and everything. Yeah.
Oh my
all of the
God,
above.
how overwhelming.
Yeah.
Do they have online courses at MI, or is it all on ground at the school?
I don't know if they do now. They did not then.
They did not then.
No.
How long has it been since you graduated?
A long time.
Like 10 years?
09, so.
Oh, not quite 10 years. 8 years ago.
Yeah.
Going on a
Just
decade.
about.
Damn.
Almost there.
What's up, girl?
Yeah.
So, and with this is what's fascinating. I want to, God, I keep talking. I'm so sorry, but that's the life of a musician. Haha, someone just said that's the life of a musician.
Oh,
You're right, darling. Absolutely. So, so fast forward, now you're a friggin' composer of music, Paloma. How does that happen?
Yeah.
Like you're a drummer. I get that. So you're an executor of someone else's music. Let's just say you're learning how to execute in the best way possible, right? To complement whatever the music that somebody is creating for you. How do you get from there into, I want to compose music. I want to create this. And you're an expert in the drums now. I respect that. But for Christ's sake, you're a film composer, which means you have to come up with like 18 lines of music, or like there's,
Yeah.
it's way beyond me. Like it's hard for me. Like I'm going to ask you real dumb questions because I can't even comprehend all the lines of music that you have to think about to create something that moves you and that impacts you as you're watching something on the video screen, and to time it. Like I want to.
Really fun.
I can't believe it.
It's really fun.
So before we get into the film, I know it's so crazy. You started by doing TV first, right? Did you start with TV?
Yeah. I started with TV with background cues, which is something I still do.
So background cues, explain what that means. What does that mean?
Yeah. So if we could put a piece of music to what we're talking about right now. Yeah. So it's really to anything. So it can be like super low key, like synthy stuff behind, or like kind of, they're called drones.
Is that one? Is that one of yours?
Yeah. So this is a background cue.
What?
Yeah. This is a little gangster for what we're talking about.
I dig it. I'm gangster shit. I'm super gangster. This is perfect for me.
Nice.
Isn't she awesome? Rachel's in the sound room.
Killing it.
Oh my God, you're so awesome. I want to tell everybody out there in Facebook land that Rach, oh my God, someone says, love you, Paloma.
Who's that?
The brilliant beauty that you are. You have fans.
That's so sweet.
Orit.
Orit?
Orit?
Yeah.
Oh my God, what a wonderful friend.
She's fantastic.
That is so sweet. Yes, she is fantastic. That's why I love her so much. And I'm sorry, Facebook land, you can't hear her cues because I didn't hook up. But if you guys watch later on YouTube, you'll be able to hear all the cues that we're playing in our ears right now. So, okay. So I missed a big part when I asked the question, how do you go from playing the drums or learning how to play the drums to composing music? So let me back up. So you graduate, you're 100 pounds, you're a chain smoker, you're a stress case, and you have no friends.
Yeah.
Because you've sacrificed 2.5 years of your life.
That's right.
Now
Exactly.
what?
That's
What
it.
happens? Now what?
It was pretty terrifying at that point. I don't know. I think since I can remember, I've wanted to compose music.
Oh.
For me, it was music first, drumming second.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's
So
kinda how it's always
that changes
been.
everything then. You
Yeah.
really knew that that's something that you were interested in.
Yes, but I didn't know exactly how to confront it and how to go about that, because I haven't really been great at computer skills, and nowadays it's all computerized.
It is.
Yeah, it's all computerized
Oh.
for the most part, and I haven't picked up guitar, but my first instrument was actually trombone.
Okay.
So I was
Oh.
so I was in the orchestra and the jazz band, and just obsessed with music since I can remember.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Oh, you
yeah.
go way. Okay.
yeah, I've been doing it for a long time.
Oh, yeah.
And so drumming really stuck with me in terms of like physically, like feeling really good when I play, and spiritually, and it's an awesome experience for me to play drums. But I've always felt like I play drums not to play drums. I play drums to play music. And so if I'm playing, like for instance, if like I'm playing drums to music I don't like, I'm not enjoying drums. So yeah, so for me it's music first, drumming second.
Got it.
And to become a composer, I actually linked up with a friend of mine at the time and learned from her. She was a lot better at the computer skills, and we started as a team.
Oh, wonderful.
Yeah, which was really helpful.
Oh, that's wonderful.
Yeah. And so we wrote a ton of music together, like over 100 cues. And
Oh,
we're
sweet.
and we're submitting to TV stuff. And
Okay, so that's the key. You teamed up with someone who had a strength that you didn't have.
yeah, exactly.
You know, and you brought that creative side to the equation.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, and it was just this little dream that I've had since I was 5 years old.
Okay.
Just starting to slowly expand.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was really magical because it was something that I don't know if you have this, like you have like dreams that are kind of just pretty far off.
Oh yeah.
And it was one that
course.
just has been kind of creeping there, but pretty distant in my vision of my life. It was like, wow, that would just be too cool. You know, like
right.
thinking
like
of
if you did a
myself
vision board,
yeah, I would just
you'd have
like,
composer on there.
I did,
right?
yeah, and I did that, and I had Paloma, a composer.
Damn.
Yeah, so
And your name is perfect as a composer because it's all exotic and shit. I can't wait till you get Grammys and
No way.
wait. Well, is it going to be Grammys or it's going to be Oscars if it's film, right? Grammys is just music.
Yeah.
Are there Grammys for what you do? Or is it going to be Oscars?
Oscar geared.
Oh, that's the big time. You get a naked bald man statue,
Oh
right?
my God, just what I've always wanted.
F. Yeah. I'm going to come over and touch it when you get it.
Yeah.
Will you let
Just
me
to
touch it?
Naked statue.
Will you let me touch your golden naked
Absolutely.
statue when you get it? Oh my God, I can't wait. Will you hurry up? Hurry up and create more stuff so I can watch you win and then touch your statue. I can't wait. I'm old. Remember, I'm a lot older than you, so you can't take a long time, Peanut.
Right.
You got to do it fast. No pressure or anything.
Goal is a statue.
Yeah, statue. Gold statue. That probably doesn't, you're probably,
about that.
yeah, you're probably way more into like the meaning of life than I am. No, I want to touch a gold statue, so you have to compose some good shit.
Okay. For you, I'll get the statue.
You
but for
can be
me,
deep.
I kind of don't care.
Hey, you know what you can do for me? Remember, like, you know how you had that rap song that we were, yeah. You think I forget stuff
my
just because I'm
God.
old?
I
No.
played that for you.
I want that.
embarrassing.
I want that rap song to to come back out.
Only if you are a guest rapper.
I would love to.
Okay, then it's on.
Of course, I'll wear my hat sideways.
Yeah, it's on.
It can be Peanut and Ludacrisy.
Ooh.
How's that?
Ooh.
Oh,
Yeah, I like that.
I know. It's brilliant.
Yeah, perfect.
So my goal would be to create some music with Paloma, but it's got to be rap music. It's got to be,
Yeah.
it's got to be like ghetto on the street where I come from.
Yeah. Oh yeah. We're gonna get down. Yeah, my rap name before was P-licious.
Oh,
Do you remember
God,
that?
that's brilliant. I
kinda gross,
love
but-
it. See, now the way my mind works, instead of coming up with, a composition, my mind goes straight to marketing.
Yeah.
How I'm going to
Me
brand
either.
P-licious
We're a
and
good team.
Ludacrisy.
We're a good team, Chrissy. It's on.
Oh my God. We'd have so much fun. So, okay. So you graduate, you start working with someone who has a little experience.
Yeah.
And you start creating TV cues.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Then what happens?
Good question. I started interning for somebody and getting a little bit more of an experience for an actual TV show. That was
Wonderful.
Really cool.
What TV show did you start working with?
I cannot disclose such information, but I can. Tell
Can you talk
that-
about a channel or any?
Yeah, it was a hit Fox TV show.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you worked for Fox TV.
Not necessarily. I worked for.
Oh, a company that supplies to Fox TV.
Yeah.
Is that how it works?
Yeah.
Like is it a publishing company? Is that what you like? When you create something, so you don't actually submit to like a network. Like do you submit to like a company that says, here, Fox TV or whatever, we have all these songs to choose from. Pick from our library. Like, how does that work?
It can work that way too. That's library music, and then it can
Library
also,
music.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and then it can also work where you are the composer for the show, and then have people that work for you, which is what I did.
So you
it
can
works.
get hired for an actual show.
Yes.
Okay. So that team, that person, and then all the people working for that person, all they're doing is composing music for that show.
Yes.
And that's what you did after.
Yeah.
Okay, so that was your first foray working directly for a TV
composer.
A composer. Okay, and then what? How long did you do that?
Maybe a year or so. I did that, and continuing to write my own stuff for TV too, for the Q stuff.
Oh,
And so I've just continued to do that, and I got lucky to be in my own library for Universal, which is what I write for now.
And what's Universal? What's that?
Universal Music Publications.
See, I remember you're talking to someone that's outside of the industry, so I don't understand all this lingo.
Yeah.
So Universal is a publishing company.
Yeah, Universal Publishing.
And so you work for them or you submit to them as an independent like contractor? Is that how it works?
Kind of.
So you're not hired by them.
Kind of I am, yeah.
You are kind of hired by them.
Yeah, it's just very underground.
Well, so that's why I'm asking all these questions because if someone is watching right now and they're like, "Oh my God, that is exactly what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
How do I even start? Like, what do I do? How does it work?"
Yeah, so the deal that I have is I'm set up where I'm expected to submit a certain amount of cues each month.
Oh.
Yeah, this is what I've been doing for a long time.
So you have a quota.
Yeah, and a style of a quota of what they're in need of.
So tell me, like, for example, this month, what style quota do you have? What kind of music and how much?
Generally for me, they're called news cues.
News cues.
Yeah, which can be a variety of things. It can be emotional, it can be, kind of sad, and it can be something where it catches your attention.
Oh, like creates drama.
Yeah.
For whatever they're talking about, right?
Yeah,
intensifies.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Like news at 10, dog and owner found flailing in the overflowing riverbed. Dun, 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 dun. Like that kind of stuff. Like, I don't know. Help me out here. Is that kind of what you're talking about?
As kind of like that. And then as they're telling the story, my music is behind to bring the emotion. If they're telling like a super sad story, then I have like a sad piano line and strings that are happening. And
okay.
Yeah.
And they'll
bring the
say,
emotion up of what they're talking
and they'll
about.
say, I need some sad cues today or this month.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So now on the creative side of things, so that's the business side, right?
Sure.
How it's driving what you're producing.
Yeah.
On the creative side, what do you do to create a sad cue? Like, go. How do you start?
Yeah, for me, I noticed that I'm more inspired by sounds than I am by words. So I'll go through my library. I have thousands of different sound sources in my library of my keyboard. I have a MIDI keyboard, and it's sourced to all of these different sounds. I have like all these drum sounds, string sounds, horns.
So it's
pianos.
like a major workstation.
Yeah,
it's
intense. Yeah, I've invested in it for a couple years and just keep
and
buying
you keep like adding on.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you could basically make anything.
Kind of. Yeah.
Oh my God, I have a personal question for you after we're done. Because there's a sound I'm looking for.
Okay.
That I'm like, how the F do I find this sound?
I probably have it.
Oh my God. I want the drum sounds from Prince. Let's go crazy.
Okay. Yeah, let me think. If I don't have that exactly, but I probably have something just like it.
Oh my God. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
Because I have like a Korg workstation and I have what's my little Roland pad that I can upload files into and then sample them like when I want to play them.
Yeah, I like
but
that.
I'm like, at that point I'm like, okay, so I have all this like hardware or whatever, but how do I find a sample to even download it into my pad? Like I have no skills. I know nothing.
Yeah, it's a whole other world.
It is a whole, and that you didn't learn that in MI.
No.
You had to learn that after the fact, right?
On the job.
So you basically have a degree in all of whatever that is called without being officially degreed,
I don't
right?
know. Maybe. I'm still learning.
Well, we always are.
been a
Whatever you
huge-
have, even if you've been playing the drums for 50 years, you still learn,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
So, I mean,
definitely.
that goes without saying.
Yeah.
But there's so much. So you have this library of thousands, tens of thousands of sounds, and you just go, okay, sad? And then you start like listening or what?
Yeah, it depends. Sometimes I'll start with like a kind of darker sounding like pad, like a drone sound, and then do some piano. Oh, she's playing something.
Oh, is this a sad one? No, this is
Not
kind of
really.
like,
It's a little gangster.
this is like mischievous.
Yeah.
Like, Like two gangsters are creeping up.
It's a little creepy.
Bad stuff's happening. What do you see happening right now?
Can you tell us about how you created this sound and exactly what you were going for when you were doing that?
Yeah. What's the name of this one?
This one is That Mean Joint, which I love the title. That's why I played it.
What's the name of it?
That Mean Joint.
Oh.
Yeah, so sometimes I'll need to write something that's creating drama. Obviously, the song's pretty dramatic.
Yeah.
Where it also creates tension. So you want to have that kind of like, it makes you feel a little uneasy and you feel like something's happening.
How do you make something tense? Like, what do you do musically?
It's kind of based off of intuition, I feel, at this point. I'm not much of a theory buff. So
is it all theory?
It could be.
Oh.
But I don't use theory.
Do some people that do what you do, is it all about theory for them? Like, are there different ways to approach composing?
Definitely.
Ah.
Yeah.
So she was asking you, how do you creating these layers and oh my God.
Yeah, like what's the process and behind it? How do you pick your instruments?
Inquiring minds want to know.
Yeah, I like it. So it depends. Sometimes I'll start, it's always different, which is kind of cool, which is why I'm still doing it, or else I'd be super bored. So sometimes I start sometimes I start with a drum groove and I'll just do right? And then kind of start hearing stuff in my head, like whatever's happening in my head, and I'll start coming up with a melody and then put that down. I'll be like, no, I kind of want it to be strings, and then I'll hear, and then I'll get like the foundation of the song, and then I'll hear kind of like a melody going over it, and then put that on.
Oh God, it's literally in your head.
Yeah.
Like it really is.
Yeah. I usually hear the whole thing before I put it down.
Oh my gosh.
It's fun.
It's like a puzzle. Almost like a riddle, like, okay, this is what I hear. Let me see if this patch works. Let me see if this sound works. I think this is the one I was thinking of, but like that whole, is that what goes on?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh
and then you hit blocks too, where I'll just be sitting there and be like, oh my God, this is so lame. I can't come up with anything.
So bad.
Yeah, I just can't come up with one idea. And then I'll start messing with sounds and be like, does this inspire me? Does that inspire me? Oh, that's pretty cool. Okay, I'm going to put that down. And if it sucks, I'll delete it later. But I'll stick with it for now, and then I'll add stuff on top of it. Yeah.
So do you get any inspiration outside of yourself? What else inspires you? Like if you have a block?
If I have a block.
Like are there other people that inspire you? Do you go listen? Do you go watch? Like what do you do?
I usually sit in silence, to be honest, and just kind of meditate for a while.
You quiet your mind.
Yeah.
That's hard to do. How long have you been meditating?
I'd say a year, coming up on 2 years maybe.
So you've been practicing for 2 years.
Yeah.
How long can you stay settled and God, that is
depends on the day.
Wow.
Depends on the day. Between like 10 and 30 minutes.
Oh my God, really, Paloma?
Yeah.
That's a long time. You know how hard it is to quiet your mind? You have put a lot of energy into your meditation practice for you to be able to do that.
Yeah.
That's like a lot, P. Are you sure you're not exaggerating? No, I'm just kidding. I'm giving you a hard time. Look, dude, 5 minutes. Like of the 5 minutes that I do, I'd say I bet about like a minute and a half, maybe. Because I'll be like, quiet mind, quiet mind. Quiet mind, quiet mind. It's really hard to empty your mind. I'd like to know what some of your tricks are.
Yeah, I have a ton of different techniques.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Like what? What's one of the easier ones that you could help me with?
Yeah, for me, I really focus on it's not necessarily about quieting your mind because your mind's just going to keep going. And what I do is I just let it go. And the more you let go of letting it go, it just kind of starts fading away and gets quieter and quieter.
Oh, like white noise. Like that, like it's background or what?
It comes in and out, but it starts it starts getting a little quieter and calmer. And then for me, what I mostly meditate for is to calm my body and my nervous system.
Why? Do you have issues physically? Some that come up from stress or what?
Yeah.
What kind of issues?
I have a disorder. It's not a disorder, but I have a nervous issue called Bell's palsy. Half my face was paralyzed twice when I was a kid.
What, from stress? Or
maybe.
Oh my God, Angelina just came out that she had it.
Oh really?
Yeah, Angelina Jolie. You didn't hear that?
Whoa, no.
Yeah,
I didn't.
I don't know how long ago she had it.
That's nuts.
Sure. Go for it, girl. How much time do we have?
We have about 10 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, then
That's
wait,
fast.
because I want to play her reel.
Okay.
Don't you have like a 5-minute reel?
Yeah.
Really? We only have 10 minutes? I'm going to die. I'm so sad.
But getting
okay.
back to that.
Okay.
Sorry.
So
You're good.
so the Bell's palsy happened when you were very young.
Yeah, it happened twice. And
I'm
when I was
sorry, what
12.
happens? Half of your body, half of your
No,
face?
that's kind of the thing I was really afraid of. But it was half my face went numb. So I
Oh my
couldn't-
God.
Yeah, it was pretty dramatic.
It's like a
So-
stroke.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. So I couldn't close my left eye. I couldn't smile this way.
You are shitting me right
Yeah,
now.
you can't even taste out of half of your tongue. It was nuts. They did like taste tests and they put like super like salty and spicy stuff and you can't taste anything.
No
Gone.
effing way.
Yeah.
And how old were you when this happened? That must have been so scary.
Yeah, it was terrible.
Oh, you poor
I was like
thing.
9 or 10 the first time.
Oh,
and then
God.
It's okay. I've
Pete.
learned a lot
I just
from
want to
it.
hug your little face and squeeze your cheeks. I'm so sorry. Oh, my God.
It's okay. I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot from it. Yeah,
So,
it's a good teacher.
but you recover. Obviously, you
Yeah.
recover from it?
I don't know for everybody else, but I did acupuncture every day, 5-6 days a week
Uh-huh.
for 9 months.
Wow.
Yeah. And so I would have like 25 needles in my head, in my face, in my head, in my neck, all the way down. And then like a few on my right side would just be covered with.
So
With
your
needles.
mom or dad then obviously believed in like Eastern philosophies even back then,
Yeah.
because that's not a Western
No. It's
medicine,
Not. It's not.
whatever.
Yeah.
So I wonder if that's why you're so spiritual, and so because that really worked for you in your life, like
It
when
did.
you needed it and you were little.
Yeah.
So that was 9 or 10, and so 9 months later you were coming out of it, or
Yeah.
and then what? You said it happened again?
Yeah. When I was 14, freshman in high school. Yeah, it was pretty terrible.
Effing kidding me?
Yeah. I had like an
I
eye patch.
can't
Yeah.
believe what you're telling me right now.
Yeah.
So
was
tell me
tough.
this, without getting into details,
Sure.
when you were 9 and when you were 14, were there stressful things happening at both of those times?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Life was not.
Oh, so it spiked.
Pretty.
So it at those times in your life, things spiked.
Yeah.
And that's how your body responds.
Yeah.
So, okay, fast forward. So did you do acupuncture again when you were 14?
I did. Yeah.
And did it take the same?
thing? Yeah. I did the whole thing again. 9 months.
And it was the same amount of time and everything.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. Okay. So then now, after going through that, like when you would get stressed out after you were 14 till now, I mean, this is like 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
When things get stressful, what did you do differently that stopped it from happening again? Like those methods that you're talking about to quiet your mind, to help your body.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't start meditating until a few years ago.
Uh-huh.
Before that, I kind of just didn't. I know for me, like sleep is huge. So if I don't sleep, it's kind of a big issue. I don't feel good at all physically, and my face starts to feel weird. And so,
Oh God, you must get so scared.
yeah.
I'd be like, oh fuck, oh damn, here it goes again. Here it goes again. I'd freak myself out and bring
yeah.
it back like unnecessarily.
I've almost done that. I've
Oh,
almost done that. I've done
brother.
everything I can to not do that because
Good.
it's such a horrifying experience. I mean, it's taught me so much. It teaches me now to like really take care of myself and I have to watch what I eat. And they put me on a super strict diet when I was a kid, and I don't necessarily do that anymore. But
Yeah.
I'm really mindful,
Mm-hmm.
and I know, and I can feel like when things are getting a little.
So you're
weird
very
my
in
face-
tune to your body.
I am, I suppose. Yeah.
Well, it sounds like
Yeah.
it. Like I'm like, I feel like shit, but I don't know why. Because I'm not paying attention like you are. You don't take it for granted. Like when you feel a certain way.
I don't.
I feel
When I
like
feel good, I'm like, yes.
I
it's
feel
a
like
big
there's
deal.
certain people, what they call them, empaths,
That's it.
where they're very, very intuitive. They're very sensitive, but like to others.
Yeah.
But are they necessarily sensitive like in that way to themselves as well?
yeah.
They understand themselves. So I wonder if that's that same thing. I feel like I'm so not in touch with, like, I'm just all walking around. Everything's fine. I'm fine. Oh, something's wrong. What do you mean? You know, like I'm at this level up here where if you're an empath and you're really in tune to yourself and other people, like I wish I could be that way more. And that's one reason why I would love to be able to meditate. like you do.
Yeah, it's been an interesting path. It's funny you mentioned that because I do identify now as an empath.
Interesting.
And have had to start figuring out. Really? Maybe.
Yes, because we'll talk about that later because I know we're running out of time.
But now I'm learning how to decipher what's mine and what isn't. And so there's been this whole like really awesome path for me of figuring out who I am as an empath and what that means and is that my energy that I'm taking on? Because empaths take on other people's
Exactly.
stuff.
You have to protect yourself.
Yeah, but I also have to realize that I too have my own vibration that I'm giving off also and to more focus on that.
Right.
And what am I bringing instead of what am I taking?
And so besides composing, you're also playing out still as a drummer, right?
Yeah.
Not a lot, but like you said, like once a month or so.
Yeah.
And tell us about the project that you play out with, because I know you really love what they're all about.
I do. Yeah. I
So
play
tell
with
us about
this band, they're called Larissa Stowe and the Shakti Tribe. And it's really in the spiritual realm. And it's a music, the genre is called kirtan.
Kirtan, and what is that? What is it all about?
Yeah, so it's do you know what a mantra is?
Yes.
Okay, so a mantra is usually in another language. So it's putting mantra to music. Yeah. And the band that
to the masses.
Yeah. Yeah. And so people will be singing mantras kind of without knowing it or knowing it. It's really cool.
That is really cool. I'd love to see that. I'd love to be a part of that.
You haven't seen one of our shows, huh?
No, that's lame.
Yeah, you got to come.
Lame.
It's really fun.
I do want to come, actually.
Yeah, and people cry, and they have like some people have.
It's
really
got to
cool
be a really moving
experience.
experience.
It's really moving. I get moved. I cry a lot.
What's this one that we're listening to, Rach?
This one is The Way.
This is off of the album I did a few years ago for myself.
This sounds like a song like someone just found out that like their mom died, or
it's pretty sad.
It's super sad.
It kicks up in a second. Don't worry.
It does?
You won't cry.
Like like she didn't die. There she is around the bluff.
Yeah, do you feel that?
Is that
hope?
yeah.
There comes the hope. Exactly. There she is.
She didn't die. She didn't drown.
It kind of reminds me of the stuff that you listen to whenever you're going into like a yoga studio and you're doing the meditations and stuff. It's
now
very
this
zen.
This feels like you've totally gotten over the hump and now you're like cruising in slow motion down the beach. I can do this. Yeah.
We're on the beach. I like it.
I'm always on the beach. It's always
Okay.
water.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Mine's usually like a mountaintop.
Ah, interesting. We have 2 minutes before we're going to break.
Sure.
So I want to make sure that we covered everything. And one of the things that I wanted to talk about, because we've gotten up to your career where you were starting off TV cues, and then you kind of started working on your own. You kind of parted ways with that first partner, doing things independently, but now you've moved into film.
Yeah.
So tell us about this. Like, this is a whole other, this is where we're going to get my golden statue.
Yeah.
I'm super excited about my golden statue.
Oh my God.
So tell me what you've done recently in terms of film composing.
Yeah, this has really been a dream come true for me. And this is like where the manifestation has come out. Like I've really manifested this in my meditations and focused on this since I was a kid. So the movie I did is called The Last Animals, and it is about the ivory trade. And it's currently, it's currently premiered around the U.S. and now it's premiering around the entire world. I think it's in Spain right now. And so it's a pretty tough film to watch.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, it's really well done by Kate Brooks is the filmmaker.
So tell me what the name of it is again, because I want everyone to go look it up.
Yeah, it's called The Last Animals.
The Last Animals. And where could they see it?
It's not out quite yet, but you can check out the website is thelastanimals.com.
Okay. And let's just, I want to shove all of our Facebook and our YouTube and our Kaotic app listeners over to your website so they can really check out everything that you're into, right?
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
PalomaEstevez.com.
Yep.
That's right. PalomaEstevez.
Yep.
.com. She's a composer of TV and film. She's a drummer and a musician. She's you're a Reiki practitioner. I'm so impressed by this because that's taking all of your skill set, your abilities as an empath and beyond, and helping heal people. P. Diddy. That's amazing. That's like giving something of yourself every day to make someone else feel better. That's like the ultimate gift you can give to another person. I have mad respect for that. That's why I was really excited. So I know Rach is like, hello, you're out of time, because I could talk all night with you, because as you know, I think you're an amazing woman.
Likewise.
And I really wish, hope that all my listeners, if they didn't have a chance to tune in from 8 to 9, that they get the app and they listen after the fact, because you have so much information to share. And I bet if someone were to email you on your website, you'd answer them with any questions that they have. And I want you guys to see and hear what Paloma's doing. So go out to the show, go see Larissa Stowe and the Shakti Tribe, right? And go listen to what P. Diddy has on her website, film and TV. Hopefully you guys will get to meet Paloma, if not on the red carpet, at the Oscars. Then maybe you can catch us hanging out, doing our rap together, like in the middle of LA someday.
That's right.
Who knows? That's going to be on my vision board now. Me and P. Diddy.
Too. It's done. It's already done.
So thank you so much for being with me here today. I really appreciate the time you spent, and I really look forward to hearing everything you have coming up, P.
Thank you. Thanks so much. Thanks for having me.
Thank you so much, you guys. Raghouse Radio, created to empower women in music, TV, entertainment, business, sports. Thanks so much for hanging out. Have a wonderful and blessed week. Mwah! See you real soon. Listen to that. So I have people saying, bring her back again already.